Hi, okay, so today I want to give a food update. And I know in the last video talking about my carnivore diet, I was very upset and I wanted to show that video because I wanted to show that it's not easy. You know, when you're healing yourself, and I usually put my best face forward. I usually don't, cry or whatever or show any insecurities or upsets that I have along the way, but I thought it was very important to show just how upsetting it can be to try to work out the perfect diet when you're not well and you feel like there's so much riding on the diet. You feel like environment aside and doing everything you can to make your environment chemical free, stress free, if you're exercising, if you are, detoxing, if you're doing whatever, it all comes down to diet, a lot of people think, and it's very difficult to know what the right diet is sometimes, even as much as I've studied diet, as much as I've done all the diets, it can still be confusing at the best of times because, everybody has a different opinion. And when you hear something and when you read the science and a lot of things contradict, it can be very challenging. And you feel like there's so much riding on this diet that it's very difficult to process when something is going against, there's one study saying this thing and another study saying this thing, one expert saying this, another expert saying this. It can feel very daunting, and all you really want to do is heal and heal your symptoms and heal yourself. And it can feel overwhelming when your symptoms are high and you feel like there's so much riding on getting the diet right and getting the diet perfect that it can lead to this emotional stress that isn't good. So we do have to put that first and say, okay, if our diet is causing us emotional stress, A, it's not the right diet, and B, we have to shut down the video, shut down everything, look inside, look into our common sense, figure out what aligns with us and go with it. And it might not be the same as you felt in the past. It might change. It might align with one expert at one time in your life and then switch to something else. Anyway, all that being said, I have now finished 6 weeks on carnivore diet, and I'm going to be doing an update video tomorrow with my blood work, which I'm picking up in the package tonight to show all my blood results from the 6 weeks on carnivore, and I will also talk about what the good parts about it were, what the bad parts about the carnivore diet were, what improved, what got worse, what my concerns are, and whether I think it's sustainable, healthy. All of that will come probably in a video tomorrow, the next day, with the blood results at one time. But I have already decided that I'm going to try to flesh out my diet. And the reason being is not because I don't think the carnivore diet is good, and not because I don't think it's sustainable, and not because I don't think that it's helpful, but in lieu of it curing my symptoms or taking away my symptoms or doing exactly what I wanted it to do for the last 6 weeks, I worry about over the long haul missing out on micronutrients and other nutrients that I would really like to see meet the RDAs, and so that my body has everything that it needs to draw from to heal the symptoms that I have. So I would like to continue to do the carnivore diet, but because I can't and get all of those vitamins, I had 2 choices. I can either supplement or I can round out the micronutrients with food. Those are the only 2 options that I really have when it came down to looking at this. And I've decided to go the food route because in supplements, the supplements can be questionable. They sit on the shelves for a long time. They're not fresh. They're bound with other preservatives and additives, and even if you're getting really well vetted supplements, they still have other things in them, like maybe a rice starch or potato starch or sulfates or certain things that I would not want to put in my diet and I don't want to put in my body and can rev me up. Now, I'm not saying that I won't supplement. I may have to use supplements and food, because what I want to do is try to get the minimum amount of other things in my body besides all the nutrients that I'm getting from the carnivore diet, but I do want to round it out. So I've come up with a plan, and maybe I'll just share a little bit about that today, and then I will break it down into very, very specific, exactly how much and what details in a video, in another video, a video following this. So what my plan is, I still want to take advantage of intermittent fasting. I still want to keep my calories relatively low, and I still want to meet all the RDAs and eat super nutrient dense. So that is very, very, very challenging to do without having super high calories and eating 3 meals a day to meet the RDAs. And I want to try to limit as much as I can, and you can't do this when you're including plants, but I want to limit possible allergens, things that cause autoimmune, so nightshades, lectins. I want to keep low other things like thiols and salicylates and oxalates and histamines and sulfates and FODMAPs, and on the list goes. But of course you can't do everything. When you start to think about all the different the phytates, everything in the plants, there's just always going to be some sort of an anti-nutrient or some sort of a plant poison or some sort of a plant, something detrimental in the plant. But if you want the nutrients that come with the plant, you have to accept that. And a lot of times the nutrient benefit outweighs the detriment of it. That's at least what I'm betting on here, okay? You can exclude all plants and just do carnivore, but you are going to miss that. You can supplement, but then you're having another problem with the supplements themselves. So you have to make a decision. Are you just going to miss out on all the nutrients and strictly go carnivore and get your main nutrients in? Or are you going to try to get all your micronutrients, meet all your RDAs, and supplement? Or are you going to try to do it with plant foods? And if you're trying to round it out, but I'm trying to do it at the bare minimum, like so that I can still keep reactions low. I'm trying to keep reactions low. And I want to do this in 2 meals a day, not 3, because I'd like to fast. So I'd like to eat a meal at noon and a meal at 5. And that will give me like an 18-hour fasting window. And then I'm eating lunch and dinner, at lunchtime, early dinner time, and then fast again until the next day at noon. So that means when I wake up and I drink water, I won't be able to add any minerals or vitamins or lemon juice or anything in my water because I don't want to break the fast. So I'm not going to be breaking the fast until 11:30, 12 o'clock. Okay, so that's kind of the goal, and then fast again. I'm going to be having 2 meals. The second meal, which is the 5 o'clock meal at dinner, is going to be a carnivore meal, and I'm going to go through everything that I'm going to include in there so that I can meet the RDAs. And I've been working on this for weeks on Cronometer, trying to get exactly what I want, the foods I want, and to meet. And it's been very, very challenging. Not only because it's very hard to get all of this at one time, but a lot of foods don't list every single thing, so it is very challenging. They're only required by law to list certain ones like calcium and iron and vitamin C, and not all of the other nutrients. So it can be challenging, and there's a lot of research to figure out exactly what you're getting, even when you're working with a site like Cronometer or whatever. So anyways, that being said, I'm going to be fasting, and then at lunchtime, I am going to be having a smoothie. It's going to be an animal-based, sort of like a carnivore-based smoothie, and then this is where I'm going to get my other plants in with the smoothie, and I will go through exactly what I'm going to be putting in there in order to round out my nutrient content and my micronutrient content and give myself everything that I need. And then at dinner, it's, I'd say a 98% carnivore dinner, and then again fasting. So it's pretty animal heavy. It's very nutrient dense. It's very carnivore nutrient dense, including everything from the muscle meat to organs, fish, lots of different fats, broths, all kinds of things. And then the micronutrients are coming from plants. and they are plants that I feel are the ones I'm willing to risk it on. And there will be juice incorporated with some seeds and some greens. And you know, it's very challenging with the greens because all of them include oxalates, but some of them also include things like sulfur and, you know, things that can affect your thyroid. So I'm trying to, so although some of the greens will include oxalates, it's kind of the lesser in this case. And I really do feel that it is important to get these levels up. So I am going to be doing a breakdown. I just wanted to give a general update on where I'm at with diet, what videos are coming. I will give an exact recipe, what I plan to do for the lunch and for the dinner. And I'm going to be breaking down my experience with the 6-week carnivore diet in another email. And so there's 3 of my next videos, but I just wanted to give an overview and let you know where I'm at mentally. I'm piecing myself back together and saying, okay, I am scared of the reactions, I am scared of these things, but I feel I'm more scared of missing out on all of these things that my body could potentially need because I'm so sick, because I'm so ill, because there's so many things I need to heal. And I just really feel it more valuable to round out my nutrients than to hold back and be scared of the reactions. So I could be making the wrong decision, but this is the decision I've chosen, and I'm gonna step behind it 100% for now anyways, as I give it a 30-day trial. And again, I will let you know exactly what I plan to do, but I wanted to let you know where I'm at and how it's gonna be moving forward, okay?